Hey y'all, it's Sherry G. Welcome to the channel. So look, I'm back. I want to talk about Nell Fletcher. Now I know in my last video, I did talk about Nell Fletcher and the conversation she was having with her husband, Chris, when she was downloading him about the girls trip. She told Chris that she was upset with Melody because she didn't feel like Melody considered her feelings in regards to the trip. And I thought, and I stated this in my last video, I thought it was because Melody asked each one of the ladies to use a word to describe the trip, and Nell's word was exhausting. So, and I didn't recall Mel kind of following up with her, like asking her, well, why was it exhausting? And if she did, I don't think that that was actually aired. So anyway, I thought that was the problem, because I was thinking in my mind, there's no way she's still upset over that name tag. There's no way she's going to let this come in between her friendship. There's no way that she's taking a small thing and making it a big thing. There's no way she's going to allow that small thing to overshadow the overall feeling and the things that were happening on that girls trip. But I was wrong. So I digressed, because that's exactly what it was. So I watched the show on Saturday. And first of all, anyway, this show, but anyway, I have so many thoughts, y'all. But when I watched the show on Saturday, Nell cleared it up, right? She said that's why she was mad. In fact, she took herself all the way over to Melody's house to confront her about it. The audacity. So yeah, Nell goes over to Mel's house to confront her and to tell her that she was upset with her, to tell her she was upset because of, the whole name tag situation. And Melody actually reveals to her that she was also upset with her about a prior interview that she did. So anyway, Melody explained to Nell, and this is my words, right? So I'm paraphrasing, but she explained to her that, hey, the name tag situation was just an oversight, but I thought, you being the older, more mature one, you would understand. And she also, I think she was shocked to hear her complaining. Y'all remember, if you watched the show or a clip, or if you heard, Nell was really turned up about that name tag. She was loud. She was boisterous. She was obnoxious. And it's being alleged that she was actually drunk. So anyway, y'all, I'm trying so hard to hold on to the light that I had for Nell Fletcher. I'm trying to understand, but I just think there's so much going on with her internally, and a lot of it is coming out, like it's coming out externally. Like she's like a kid that kind of like acts out, seeking attention. Like something is just off for me. Anyway, I would have loved to see them as a family go through those counseling sessions and just get it together. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Back to the conversation with Melody and Nell. So during this conversation, Melody actually tells Nell, you did this interview and you were talking about me and Martell. And she said, you actually said that, what did she say? She said, and again, I'm paraphrasing, I'm using my own words, but she said that Melody was, did she say exhausting? Something like that they were exhausting, that the that they were exhausting. She also said that Melody didn't listen to her. She also said that she and Chris were their mentors. And she said some other things, but it really ticked Melody off. And Melody told her, well, first of all, Nell tried to refute the whole thing. She said, well, I didn't say that. I didn't say you were tiresome, exhausting. I forget the exact words, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I never said that. And again, I'm paraphrasing all of this. But then Melody, she pulls out her phone and she actually has a recording of that actual interview. So she pulls out her phone and she plays it. And there was no way that Nell could get out of that. So anyway, Nell leaves eventually. She's back with her husband, Fletcher, and they're at a dance studio getting ready to learn how to do the cha-cha. So they're sitting down and they're talking before their lessons begin, and she begins downloading him. This is where she begins to download him about everything, right? So now we're seeing the whole scene played out. And when she's downloading him, she tells him that when she left Melody's, that she didn't say anything to Melody at the time, but when she left Melody's house in the car, she began to think about everything, and then she got really upset and she was a little choked up. At least I felt like she was choking up a little bit, but for me, I'm like, nah. You got in a car. Yeah, you did think about everything that happened and what you thought about. Now, this is me, y'all. This is how I'm seeing it. I believe she got in that car and she did think about everything that took place. And she remembered the cameras were there. And she knows that this is being filmed. She knows that people have kind of been side-eyeing her lately. And now this was more of a reason for people to say she can't be trusted, because people have been in her behind lately. So, yeah. So that's what I believe. I believe she got in that car and she thought about it. She thought about, this is being filmed. I'm not going to look good. I tried to backpedal. Melody pulled out her phone, and I believe she got pissed because for me, Nell is a hothead. I believe she got pissed. And I think that's the whole reason. And then when she was sitting with her husband and she was downloading him, she said, and they said that we weren't their mentors or counselors. Like, we never counseled them or mentored them. And like I said in my last video, I believe in Nell's mind, she sees herself as a mentor. She saw herself as a mentor, but Melody didn't consider that. To me, a mentor is someone who lays out a roadmap of how they work through a certain thing. And I'm going to glean from the roadmap that they laid down. And I'm going to take some of the things that they have suggested and implement them into my life, into my business, into whatever it is, my spiritual journey, whatever it is that they're mentoring me on. In this case, it would be Nell mentoring Mel on how to show up as the wife in this marriage. Now, y'all remember, Chris and Nell were bent on this couple staying together, but Melody was dead set on leaving. So do you think she gleaned anything from Nell? So no, she was going to Nell, in my opinion, she was going to Nell as a shoulder to cry on, as somebody to just lean on so she could vent, so she could get it out. She wasn't necessarily looking for any advice from her because she sees how Nell moved in her own life, through her own situation, through her own infidelity. And that's Nell's business. But that's not the direction Melody wanted to go in. And, in that interview, Nell actually said that Mel never listens to her. She also said the same thing to Chris, and she said it before. And I believe it's because Melody doesn't follow. Melody is not a do-girl either. So she doesn't follow. Her mind was made up. I'm not staying in this. And so anyway, yeah, for me, that's where the disconnect is. One considers himself a mentor and the other one didn't. But that's really here nor there. The fact is, Nell has been moving real shady. She's been moving real shady. And when she was sitting down with her husband, it just really got really ugly to me, because she sat down with him and she said, you know, I went over there and I was counseling her and speaking with her. And my mom was actually on her deathbed. I left my dying mom to go be with her. I left my dying mom to go console her. I left my dying mom. And again, y'all, I'm paraphrasing, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I could see her wanting to, you know, if your parent is maybe in hospice or something like that, and you're like, I just need to get away for a little while. It can be a bit much going through that and watching them and sitting there and being there with them. The whole death and dying process is something something, y'all, because I went through this process. My siblings and I went through this process with our father. So I can see needing to step away for a minute. I know in our situation, I had to step away sometime. I couldn't just like sit there. My brother, who had been with my father for the majority of his illness, he definitely needed to step away, and I allowed him to have, you know, those breaks. I was there so he could take those breaks. So I can see that happening, her making a choice to, you know, hey, let me go. And it's you know, because it's so it's such an emotional thing watching a parent or anyone go through this. So I can see needing to step away. But that was Nell's choice. That wasn't Melody demanding her. That had nothing to do with Melody. So for her to sit and tell her husband that, and again, she did it on camera, I feel like this was a moment where she was trying to create some type of animosity. Maybe that's word is too strong, but you know, to get us, the viewers and the audience, to kind of like look at Mel in some type of way. And that was some snake, to me, that was some snake-ish. Okay. It was wrong. It was wrong. And it really has me looking at Nell upside her head. And I'm just wondering, like, where it's going to go with their friendship, because I know at the particular point when all of this was filmed, you know, things were rocky with them. I don't know where they are today in life, but I believe, and this is me just thinking, that, you know, Melody, she said it on the show and she usually sticks by what she's saying. It's like, none of these people are really my friends. I'm done with these people. And sometimes things shift in life, right? Friendships are not always going to stay the same. They may not even remain, you know, sometimes you fall apart. And I feel like there's a lot of things that's been happening on the show that has caused that between Nell and Mel. I actually feel like the whole relationship they have with Martell has kind of like put a wedge in their relationship, because of their coddling of him and not showing so much empathy toward her. But anyway, y'all, that's all I have in this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.